Giants fans, welcome back to another episode of Only a Giant. Have a lot planned for this episode. Have a special guest on again. No surprise, have Murph back on. We're going to go over a little bit of training camp talk and kind of go from there. I figured we would kind of get back into some things that I haven't done recently. So I have a beer of the episode, another other half beer, which definitely something I recommend if you haven't had their beer before. Obviously, we'll talk about some training camp, week 1 training camp stuff, and going into week 2 of training camp. We had the first padded practice on Tuesday. I believe the Giants were off today, and we'll kind of go from there. So, first beer of the kind of new season, if you will, is going to be Other Half, and it's a double dry hopped Imperial India Pale Ale. Obviously, I'll kind of do the same thing as I always have. We'll do a rating on Untapped. Obviously, I haven't done this in a little bit. I guess I can't think of the last episode I did this on. But the beer is actually called All Citra Everything. Definitely had some really, really good beers by Other Half. So pretty excited about this one. So we'll just jump right in. All right. Cheers, guys, girls, everyone. Definitely an Imperial. You can taste that. 8.5%. If you smell it right from the start, I think you actually really smell kind of that Citra hop situation going on there right away. Man, that's good. Let me give one more sip here, see if I can get a good grade here. I give that an easy 4. It's definitely a good beer. Let's look to see what Untapped has. Untapped has this as a 4.43. And yeah, I don't disagree with that. I'm still going to go with a 4, but definitely something I would recommend. Like I said, it's 8.5%. It's a double dry hopped Imperial India Pale Ale by Other Half. Definitely check it out. Now, probably the rest of this episode here, we're really just going to kind of talk to Murph here and go over a little bit of training camp stuff here. So I guess we'll kind of jump right into it. So here we are with Murph.
Dude.
All right, I'd like to welcome Murph back to another episode of Only a Giant. Murph, say what's up, man.
What's up, my man? It's football season, baby.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
go.
We're here. I love it.
I know, dude. It's finally here. And it feels real. Fans in the stands.
Yeah, Hall of Fame game is next week. It's
Yep.
This is one of the last Sundays we're gonna have without any football for a long time.
Didn't even think about that.
Yeah, we're here, man. This is the new season. Hopefully, we can get hyped for the season, and hopefully the offense gets looking a little better, but I guess we'll get into that a little bit.
Yeah.
So I guess let's just start off with the most fun news of recent with Kelvin Benjamin.
The strangest news, man.
What
a clown.
I don't even, it's almost like I don't have words to even say what an idiot this guy is, but obviously I do. Tell me, what's your thoughts? Let's hear it.
Dude, at the end of the day, I think that the whole Kelvin Benjamin experience was Dave Gettleman was giving his first round pick another shot. Judge probably okayed it because at the time, I think when Benjamin was added, it wasn't during the season last year, I don't believe. I think it was in the summertime. So
yep.
He was on the team, working out with us, whatever.
He was there for minicamp, I think. He had a tryout.
Yeah. And you know what? Dave Gettleman gave him, that's exactly what it was. Yeah. The rookie minicamp. That's when he made it. So Dave Gettleman brought his guy in. He asked him whether it was Judge or Gettleman to ask him. They asked him to drop some weight, and the man showed up overweight. Like, come on, dude. And his whole reasoning was, I played at that weight as a wide receiver. Why can't I play at this weight as a tight end? But again, man, that's not the point. You're not Kelvin Benjamin that was drafted by the Carolina Panthers in 2017. It's 2021 and you're on your last straw in the NFL.
Not even that. You're trying to make a comeback. You haven't played in 2 years. And I don't care if you played at 260 in the NFL as a wide receiver. You haven't been good since your rookie season.
In your rookie season, you were at 240, 245, you know? So he can say he played at 260 all he wants. He was obviously running like a log out there. It's just ridiculous, the whole thing. You know, the coaches say, hey, you're at 265 right now. Can he come back at 251? And he came back at 268. So not only did he not lose weight, he gained weight. And then, you know, it's not like we just straight cut him. It sounds like Judge told him that they were going to fine him for showing up overweight. For a training camp invite that was just an invite. He's still not even technically signed with the team or anything like that. Why wouldn't you want to take advantage of this opportunity? It just blows my mind. And then, you know, obviously ripping Judge for swearing too much.
Well, you know, I think this actually kind of transitions into the rest of the episode with everything we're going to talk about is Joe Judge is not content with his roster ever.
No.
And if he wants you to lose weight, you're going to lose weight or you're going to get cut because you know what? In Joe Judge's standards and in Joe Judge's eyes, if you're under or over whatever weight he wants you to be at, you're already behind, man.
Well, too. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
But I also think it's like, it probably wasn't even as much about the weight. It was more, are you committed to making this comeback? Are you just here just because? And clearly he wasn't committed. That's the best way I can describe that for me.
No, I'm with you. Judge was pushing him to the limit like he does everybody else on the roster. And Kelvin wasn't having it, man. Kelvin thought he could do it his way. And you know what? Like, a buddy of mine always talks about this, how first round picks was he a first round pick or a second round?
No, he's first. He's first.
He was it. Yep. Okay. So first round picks are typically treated differently. They kind of like are put on a pedestal because they're first round picks. We do it all the time with Evan Ingram. You know, when first round picks hit free agency, they typically usually get pretty big deals. They got to be complete busts to not. If they stay on a roster for 4 years, they usually get paid in free agency.
Yep.
So it's like an entitlement figure, you know, just because he was a first round pick in 2017 doesn't mean shit to Joe Judge in 2021. Nope. And he said it this week. He does not care if you're a first round pick. He doesn't care if you're a walk on. He doesn't care if you're a tryout. He doesn't care if you're a third stringer, first stringer, captain, vet, rookie, whatever it is. The best players will play.
Yeah,
he doesn't care how you got there.
I think he said that in regards to someone asking about a contract, maybe.
Yeah, it might have been honestly.
Like, I don't want to be involved. I don't care about contracts. I want the best players on the field.
Yeah, it might have been just from the burning ashes of the Kelvin Benjamin stuff. I don't even know what it is, but that's Joe Judge, man.
Yeah,
and I think that kind of goes into our what you want to talk about next is he's never content with his roster. Whether it's the current player that he has, he's not content with you, or whether it's the actual numbers that he has and the depth chart he has, he's never content. And to me, as a Giants fan, man, that is like the most refreshing thing we can have because we were always so content with what we had on our roster. And I've never seen a roster, bottom of the roster, be so turned over in such a small amount of time with a head coach. Because, I mean, dude, he burns and churns them at the end.
Mm-hmm.
He has no problem cutting guys at the bottom of the roster and adding new guys. Bringing in competition.
It's always bringing in the next guy. And I think he said something about, you know, not wanting to let, you know, the next good guy go or something like that. He always wants to, you know, try to see what he has. And I guess that kind of goes right into, you know, what did we do this weekend? We signed a couple guys. So we signed Todd Davis, Joe Looney, and Damian Willis. You got some stuff about them, right?
So, I mean, Damian Willis he's a camp body, in my opinion.
Camp body. Yeah, I agree.
But I'm going to ask you this. What does that tell you? Why are they bringing in a camp body wide receiver? Who's not producing?
Yeah.
John Ross has been getting a ton of hype, and he was running with the first team receivers on day one. So John Ross is obviously in Judge's corner right now. This tells me that guys like Dante Pettis, Sills, I saw Bachman had made a couple plays, but the guys on the bottom of the end, he's not content with them.
Yep.
He wants more. I don't know much about Willis. I know he's a big body. He's like 6'1" or 6'2", so he's bigger than our typical slot receivers that we always add. So he scored a touchdown when we played him in the preseason a couple years ago, I believe. But
Browns? Who did he play with?
He played for the Bengals.
Bengals out.
But I'm not reading too much in that, but that just tells me that people at the bottom are not on Joe Judge's or in Joe Judge's corner right now. And then the Looney thing, it's interesting because me and my boys on the other show, Tino and Mage, we've been talking about the O-line thing all summer. And something Mage has constantly said is, we have Jonathan Harrison on the roster. I know he's hurt right now, but he was always thinking that Harrison could get a shot at center, and you kick Gades out to guard. And look here. We're here. We have one injury on the line already, and we're already talking about Nick Gates at guard. So again, with Joe Judge, he wants guys that can bring different utility to his scheme. He wants guys that can play center and guard, tackle and guard, whatever. Obviously, Zach Fulton and the rest of the depth guys were not showing out when Shane went out the other day.
Yeah, it's Wiggins stepping in too for Lemieux over Fulton, which I thought was pretty surprising.
Yeah, Fulton hasn't played much left guard. I thought they would have probably kicked Will over to the left, but it sounds like they want Will at the right, man.
Yeah.
Sounds like Will's job's on the right guard.
Is there a specific reason to that, do you think? I mean, he said that I don't think he said he played at right guard in a long time, correct? Since high school?
I'm not too great with talking O-line, but I can tell you this from a couple of buddies of mine. Apparently, the right guard is a lot more important in the run game.
Okay.
So that would make sense with Will.
Yeah.
Because Will's a mauler.
He's a mauler grader, yep.
But that's all Shane can do, too.
So maybe Shane's more protected with that left tackle spot?
I kind of think this injury might be the best possible thing for this O-line.
Yeah.
Because Shane needs time. I don't think Shane's ready. He had the worst pass grade in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. He didn't even break 20, which is insane. I don't know, man. Like, I love that they're bringing in competition. Looney, I'm not gonna be excited about him, but it is nice that he knows the scheme. He started NFL games. He played for the Cowboys. He graded out okay. He very similar to Nick Gates, and something that Giants fans have to understand is Nick Gates. I gotta be careful here. Nick Gates is not a good center. Nick Gates wasn't very good last year. We love Nick Gates because he's a protector. He's got that energy. He's going to fucking be all up in your face. He's going to knock your dick off. But Nick Gates isn't necessarily fundamentally sound at his position. He's still learning. He's not the greatest at snapping. I don't think he's locked in there, man. And especially now. I can see Nick Gates going over to right guard. Maybe Will goes back to left guard. I don't know if Nick can play left guard. I don't know anything about that. I know he can play right guard and right tackle. I don't know if he can play left guard. So I kind of think we do have a little bit of an issue at left guard.
One of the kind of funny, and maybe not funny things, but one thing I remember back when we were kind of giving Nick some run at right tackle, at guard a little bit before we transitioned him over to center, he actually really said he really liked playing guard. That was like where he wanted to be. Obviously, he said he would play wherever the team wanted him to, and they kind of transitioned him over to center. But, I mean, I still want to keep him at center. I think that he did start off the year kind of rough, but I thought he progressed quite a bit. He's still learning, though. That's one of the biggest things I would say with him. I think he can be a good center in this league. I guess, offensive line play, when you're really kind of looking at it, I'm with you with that. Like, I don't really know a lot about it, I'll be honest. And I don't know, like, to me, Nick Gates played all right this year. I don't want to say he was a top 5 center or anything like that, but it seemed like the offensive line was kind of coming together towards the end of the year. So I guess my question is it realistic that we move Gates? And where?
I do think it is. I think Nick Gates he's another one of those Joe Judge guys, and the best 5 are going to play.
Mm-hmm.
And if the best 5 means that he's not playing center, so be it. I'm looking at his grades. He graded out really well in 2019. He was horrible last year.
2019 though was tackle guard, correct?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because it says at least 20% of league highest volume are ranked. So yeah, I think this is not center stats, but again, here we go. Yeah, he didn't take any snaps. So
2019
he took
was
198
all-guard
snaps
tackle.
at right guard or at right tackle. And he took 77 at right guard, and he graded out 77, which 77 is a pretty solid grade overall for an O lineman. It's not bad, but it's not great. I can tell you right now that shits on anything that anybody on the line had last year in 2020.
Yeah.
Which kind of leads me to my next point, man. I want this Austin Ryder kid from Kansas City. He's got the experience. He's a 7th-round pick. I believe he's played 9 years in the league. He started 2 Super Bowls. He played with Patrick Mahomes. He has a better O-line grade than anyone on our current offensive line the last 2 years. He's an immediate upgrade for me, and he goes to the center position immediately if we sign him. I was surprised to see we didn't sign him and signed Looney. I still hope that Ryder's coming in here.
Yeah, do you think that's still a possibility?
I hope. I'm hoping. I saw that. No, it's not, but I'm hoping it is because, first of all, I mean, he's a pretty good center, so he's got other visits, so he might find something else. But my thing is, dude, you put Ryder in the middle, you put Gates at right guard, Pert at right tackle, Will at left guard, and Thomas. That's a mean O-line for me, man. That's a mean O-line. I think that's better than anything we can currently offer.
So with the current roster as is right now for the offensive line, what's your best 5? How would you want the offensive line stacked right now?
I just feel like we don't have another guard.
Yeah.
So I guess
who else do you have? Kyle Murphy.
Currently today, it's weird that they put Wiggins over there. Again, when they put Wiggins over there, it tells me they're hell bent on Will at right guard.
I also wonder if maybe they just think this Lemieux injury isn't as long term. I mean, Judge.
Yeah, maybe.
Today, I think this either yesterday or today.
Hopefully. It's really hard for me to say that I want Lemieux on the bench if he's healthy. I think the best offensive line that we can offer day one might not be for the whole season. From an experience standpoint, left or right, Andrew Thomas, Will Hernandez, Gates, Fulton.
Right guard.
He's got a lot of experience.
And it's all right guard.
It's also interesting that he hasn't been out there with the first team. I haven't heard a peep on him.
Yeah, same.
Nothing.
A little confusing.
So
but that's also where I
tells
wonder,
me
everything I've heard about him is he's only a right guard. He doesn't typically play.
Yeah, he plays center too. He's a center guard right tackle combo. He has experience at all 3, which is kind of nice. Okay. But again, that kind of also tells me bringing in Looney that like Fulton's not showing them anything because Looney can do the same. He can't play tackle, but that's okay.
Yep.
Now Mage on my other show seems to think that Stolder can play guard.
I saw that, and I'm not saying it's not possible because maybe it is.
And he's a big kid, man. I mean, Danny want to have a problem seeing over his O-line.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't see it either.
In a pinch,
but man, that gives us some power.
Maybe if you have a couple guys that go down in a game, maybe in a pinch, I could see it. But
yeah,
I don't see that ever being like a plan at all.
Yeah, I think the preseason is going to be huge for this team this year because we didn't have it last year, especially for this O-line. And dude, like the Dave Gettleman account, he thinks that we could see another rotating line.
I like the idea of it because it does get guys more experience. I mean, it's tough because you want to get them in a kind of a groove and get gelling together and feel how everyone else is feeling. So it's tough, but.
So I think last year we were doing it kind of to figure out what we got, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Fleming last year, maybe he was okay, but I was fine having Pert come in for him,
Right. And I think they want to get to the point where it doesn't need to be a shuffled line. But if they want to pull fucking Shane Lemieux out of there and put Kenny Wiggins in and he plays the rest of the game, whatever, dude.
I mean,
think it's going to be a unit.
And what about even, if you have a series where all of a sudden Gates is at, one of the guard positions and you have a different center in there, that's going to throw off the whole defensive line if they don't catch on to that right away.
Now, it can backfire too.
Yeah, good.
It can backfire hard. But again, I think what Joe Judge is trying to establish there is not only competition, but a unit. He wants a unit. We haven't had any depth there. We haven't had options there. Options are a good thing. And again, Will's going to have to play like to his potential to get another contract. So, I mean,
he's down 20 pounds, I think I heard.
He looks good. Yeah, he looks good. Again, I think that kind of lines up with my boy's philosophy with the run game. Like, he's fast. He'll be faster if he's slimmer, so he can pull on as a guard.
Pulling was a big problem that he had last year. I feel like.
Yeah, and he was horrible pass block.
Yep. Supposed to be a good run blocker, but he struggled last year with pulling.
He just wasn't good.
Yeah.
So the O-line's interesting, man.
And that's where, preseason this year is going to be huge. We're going to be able to hopefully see what we have, if we have anything, and if we need to, keep kicking the tire and keep bringing different guys in to see what we have. We have a couple of undrafted guys that are supposed to be pretty touted, I think, but I don't know a lot about them.
Yeah. I don't know. You're talking about O-lineman?
Yeah.
I don't. They got Brett Higgy.
Yep.
So I saw he was running like with a third team, switching off of Looney.
How weird is it that Looney, and this is off topic, so sorry, but how weird is it that Looney comes right in and he's at the second team? That just seems so
with the second team?
Yeah.
Probably because he knows the scheme.
Yeah. And I guess Harrison's hurt, so.
Yeah, because they really only have 3 centers right now.
Yeah. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off, but.
No, you're good. You're good. It's weird that he was already there yesterday. He obviously worked out for them earlier in the day yesterday.
Yep.
But no, I mean, reports from the offense period have just not been great, but I'm not buying into it, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's week 1 of training camp. It's defense is playing lights out kind of already, but there's a lot of talent on defense this year, especially in the secondary, or we hope.
And a lot of these drills without pads are a lot of DB drills.
Yeah.
And our TVs are good.
And you mentioned too that we've been pretty much really heavy in the red zone, and that's already going to kind of favor the defense a little bit because you don't have as much field to stretch.
It's nice to hear that they're focusing on that because we were not good in it.
We were not, yeah.
The defense, it sounds like the secondary has been owning us, which I'm cool with that because that means we're going to have a nice red zone defense. We are going to have a nice red zone defense. We are with all those DBs. Regardless, anyways, though, it's kind of concerning that they're like not doing anything else. Though we haven't seen any spreading the field plays, nothing like that. Maybe that'll be this week. Maybe they're starting slow. Hopefully, I guess that is the most important part is red zone. So,
yeah, I mean, it seems like Judge is very regimented with what he kind of wants to accomplish each week. So, wouldn't shock me if we're at red zone and then we're going to spread the field out a little bit further and then a little bit further. It'll be nice to get practices with some of the other teams too that we're doing some scrimmages with, or not scrimmages, but just joint practices with. I think that'll help a lot to kind of see some other units, see if this offense really is struggling or if it's just our defense is going to be good this year.
Do you know when they put the pads on?
Tuesday. Tuesday's the first padded practice.
I'm going to find a lot out about this team on Tuesday.
Yep. Hopefully, obviously, hopefully we come out healthy. That's always going to be a big one.
Hope so, man.
What do you know about this Todd Davis guy getting back to the free agents?
Well, I first of all, I like that they're again focusing on an area of need. We have all run linebackers right now. Nobody can cover, not one of them. Blake's our best coverage one, and I mean that's pretty concerning.
He's okay in coverage. I would think that's probably his better spot than run, or no?
No, he's real good at the run.
Is he? Oh, okay.
But I mean, he can cover, but he's not good at it, which is a problem. I've been wanting KJ Wright, obviously. Like I think you knew that. But Todd Davis is a vet. It seemed like he didn't get much burn last year with the Vikings, but I mean, he's probably exactly what that unit needs right now. We got a lot of young guys there, and then Carter Coughlin. And then Blake was on the COVID list, so he just got back. But we needed to add to that room. I don't really necessarily mind adding a vet. I would have liked to see them bring someone in that could cover. But honestly, he might be our best coverage linebacker, and he's still not good at it. But I like the veteran presence for sure. Again, we need someone to step up right next to Blake. I like Tay Crowder. He's better downhill as well. He's horrible in coverage. Reggie Ragland, Todd Davis signing tells me Reggie Ragland's probably in trouble because he's on the non-football injury list, I believe.
Yep.
And all he does is stop the run. He can't cover a chair.
Yeah, he's
a blanket. But Todd Davis is probably filling into that role right now. But
do you think throughout the season that's something that Carter Coughlin can slowly take over that spot?
I do. I mean, I wanted to see Cam Brown move in there because he's just an athletic freak, and I feel like his length would have been insane in coverage. But it seems like they want Carter in there. From what I understand, Carter's a very smart ball player. PJ Fleck at Minnesota always has good things to say about him when they ask him. I like it. I mean, he's got speed. He's not necessarily great at the run, so this kind of allows him to focus on a skill that we need. Hopefully, I mean, I'm down. I think that's the right mindset to have there. Again, I can still see him coming off the edge though.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't shock me at all with Judge. Versatility is always going to be key. Do you think with our defense currently, is that the weakest spot on our defense?
So we talked about this on Clapback last week. Mage asked me, and I'll let you answer, and then I'll tell you what I think. What do you think who's the most important player on our defense? I said Dexter.
I was going to say Blake probably for me, but.
Okay, I like Blake. That's good. He's our middle linebacker. He's our heart and our soul. He just can't cover. So, which is fine. Doesn't have to. You can still be a leader. I like that. I said Dexter. Mage says Jabril. And I kind of like it because Jabril is kind of the cog. He's a safety. He's probably going to be the third safety now. I don't know what the hell we're going to do with him, but at the end of the day, he's our money backer, dude. And he really kind of is our other linebacker.
Yeah.
He's our second inside linebacker. I mean, we're going to see him on the field probably more than two linebackers in the middle. So I talk about adding inside linebackers, and I think we need him for certain looks, but Jabril's going to kind of just be our money linebacker.
That's a good point. That's definitely a good point.
I mean, he can cover. He
just scares me with, I guess him specifically doesn't scare me, but the contract situation with him makes me a little bit nervous. You know?
Well, it sucks because I don't want to pay Jabril. I don't think we should pay him over 10 mil. But then we're sitting here talking about how important he is to our defense.
Yeah.
He's a positionless player, but he can blitz. He can play specials. He plays safety. He can play a little corner. Plays a lot of money backer, which is basically inside linebacker. He's an important piece to this defense, man. He's our chess piece. So I get it. I totally get it. But damn well we're going to use him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on how you want to look at it. If you're looking at him as strictly secondary, man, we already have a lot of money into the secondary. But when you bring up, the money backer and kind of really his overall value to this team, that might be, more important to really, make sure that we sign him. I'm really excited about McKinney this year too, in the secondary, and Adoree. He's been playing pretty good in camp so far. But
as far as I'm concerned, Jabril's no longer safety.
Yeah, I mean that's.
I don't know what you want to call him.
He does play up a lot too, right? He doesn't play back as much.
I mean, they might put him back there or put him in the slot, and he will play safety, but he's a money backer, man.
Yeah.
I know that's positionless and hurts with a franchise tag and all that shit, but that's what he is.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I like it. That's a good point by Mage.
He's kind of turning into Tyrann Mathieu.
Yeah. Stud too. I mean, that's damn good player.
Plays both ways. I mean,
yep.
Jabril, I knocked the shit out of Jabril in 2019. I wanted him gone. I was not going to pay him because he was just missing tackles left and right. And somebody just made a good point to me, easy, simple point. Coaches didn't put him in a position to be good. So He turned it around last
Especially
year.
in 2019. That was
that's what I'm saying. Like his 2019 numbers versus last year are just insane. Completely different ball player, just like Leo.
Yep. And that falls back to Graham, obviously, in the defensive scheme that he has kind of set up.
Yep.
That makes me a little worried too, though. Is Graham going to stay any longer after this year? If we have another really good year, I mean, it seems like he wants to. It seems like that he loves being with the Giants, but back to our last conversation with Judge too. Judge is going to push him if he has an opportunity to go be a head coach somewhere.
We got good things, Mike. Don't go doom and gloom on me. Good things going on. No injuries yet. We're good.
Yeah, knock on wood there. Huh?
No, I mean Graham's pretty impressive. He lost a lot of weight too. Man looked good.
Yeah, he does. He's much more trim than he ever was.
Yeah, him and Joe that was their goal this offseason. I think both their wife. I know Joe's wife told them to, but they both lost a lot of weight. So I think that's why they always wear sweatshirts, man.
Maybe
I'm always wondering why the hell does Joe Judge always dress like for the middle of the winter when it's like 90 out? Cracks me.
Who knows? Yeah.
Love that man. That man is just so damn impressive.
Joe Judge, yeah, I love that guy. So what else do you want to talk about, man? Training camp's kind of, rolling around right now. Defense is playing great. Want to talk about that at all?
I mean, I think we talked about the DBs a little bit. I mean, again, it doesn't really sound like there's been a lot of like football.
It's true. Yeah.
A lot of drills, a lot of
situational
stuff, passing here and there, small routes. So as far as that, like, I mean, again, I think we're going to learn a lot on Tuesday when these boys, because like it's really hard to judge the O-line and the D-line and even linebackers when there's no pads.
No hitting, really. I mean,
like it's hard to judge even like a linebacker stopping the run with no pads.
Yeah.
Coverage, sure. So again, like this has been exciting. They're back on the field. They're in their blue. Again, I know a lot of hype this week has been like the offense and Danny hasn't been good and Galladay hasn't been a superstar. I don't expect Galladay to be a superstar, man. We're not going to see Galladay be an OBJ in camp and make incredible catches and make incredible plays. You're going to see him testing DBs like Logan Ryan and James Bradbury and Adoree Jackson. He's not going to be taking a 5-yard slant to the house. He's going to be battling James Bradbury for a red zone high ball. Yep. That might not jump out on tape. I think what's also interesting, and I think one of them went down with an injury. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with the running backs in the preseason, man. Alfred Morris coming in. Fucking love it.
Yeah, I
love
like that
it.
a lot.
I'm so happy about that, man. Like our stable of Saquon, Booker, and Alfred Morris, like that's a smart running back stable. It might not be like elite skill set, obviously Saquon, but that's a solid backfield, man.
Yeah, before the signing, I was a little bit nervous about that position because
me too.
I don't really know who you have after Booker, and I know we have some other guys that we brought in, and then you have Brightwell, but
and Clement.
Yeah, Clement. Yeah,
they said Clement's catching the ball real well in the backfield, so I could see them carry him too.
So, what do you think? 4 running backs, 3, 4, I guess. Yeah.
I hope we carry 4.
Yeah. Brightwell,
but if we carry 4, that means that like Saquon not 100%.
Yeah. I think Saquon, he'll definitely play week 1. I think, but it's not going to be 20, 30 carries and 10, 15 targets. It's going to be 10 to 15 carries and 3 or 4 targets.
I think Saquon's ready to go.
Yeah.
They're not going to let him go. But he's ready to roll.
How do you think this offense is going to start the year? Because I was talking about this with a buddy the other day. And I almost think we're kind of geared to really try to establish the run a little bit more this year and really try to ground and pound a little bit more.
Yeah.
I always think I want the Giants to do that, but they never end up doing that.
They did last year.
Up and down.
Couldn't do anything else.
Yeah. The little winning streak they had there, they were committing to the run a little bit with Gallman, but it just seems like we don't ever commit to it completely. It seems
I think the Broncos are going to blitz the shit out of us.
Yeah.
Fangio is going to blitz the shit out of us, just like everybody did last year. Test us early and often, especially if Saquon's not like a full guy.
And he already struggles with pass protection, so
Our running backs are going to have to be ready. They're going to have to be ready to go, and Danny's going to have to be ready to go because I do worry about the games at the beginning of the year. I have us going 4-0, like we talked on your last episode, but I do worry that without a 100% Saquon, that really affects a lot. But I think that Saquon's healthy as he can be.
yeah.
You know, you see the Browns letting OBJ just go full blow day one.
Yep.
Which is interesting to me. I think Saquon's ready to go. I saw some videos of him working out on the side, cutting, quick feet. I mean, he looks fine. He looks ready to fucking go, dude. But they're not going to let him. So it's going to be interesting
play it all
to see.
season. Minimal.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think that's also why they keep adding running backs.
Yeah. And do you think that's
Mike Weber got hurt the other day, so you might see another running back get signed. I don't know what happened with him.
who got hurt?
They signed Mike Weber last week.
Oh, okay.
He's another Dallas guy. I don't know if Alfred took his place or not, but it's going to be interesting. I'm okay with Morris and Booker carrying a load.
I am too. Now that
I'm so much more confident
Morris
in that than Gallman and Booker and Morris.
Did you expect Morris to come in and do what he did last year for us?
I fucking love Alfred Morris. I loved Alfred Morris when he was a rookie with the Redskins. It killed me. Like, Alfred Morris is a very smart football player. He just gets it. He's not like super talented. He's not super skilled. He's not fast, but he's just a good running back, man. He comes in, he puts his head down. He's patient. He can catch it out of the backfield a little bit. He's a solid running back, undrafted. I like Morris. I wanted them to sign Morris again. He's not afraid to take a hit. But again, I'm way more confident if Saquon is not healthy in a Booker-Morris tandem than a Gallman-Morris tandem. Booker
how about
is a way better running back than Wayne Gallman.
How about this? Do you think Booker, if Saquon is not playing, do you think Booker's the starter or do you think Morris is the starter? I'm going to say Morris.
I think Booker is, but it's obviously going to be 50-50.
Yeah. Okay.
Only because Booker's a little bit more well-rounded. He's faster. But Morris is still going to get those ground and pound yards.
Yep.
Like, you can bring Booker out of the backfield on purpose. You're not going to want to probably bring Morris out of the backfield on purpose.
Yeah.
But he can. He can catch it. He could start. I could see that. Booker will still play. But
hopefully we won't have to worry. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Booker will definitely play.
And in that world, if Clement makes a team, he'll play too.
Yeah.
So
one other thing I was thinking about, what is the one player for you, and I'll tell you who mine is, that you think could be good for this team, but they still have to earn it? You know, they might not even make the team. And if they kind of come through strong with training camp and preseason, could have a big role, but right now it's really kind of unknown. You kind of led to mine, which I was hoping you weren't going to say, but you did.
Is it on offense or defense?
Mine is offense, John Ross.
All right, mine's on defense. Oh, yeah. I like John Ross.
John Ross to me is just someone that, like, he could be a wild card for this offense.
John Ross is making the team as of today.
Oh, I definitely think he's making the team. We have so many wide receivers, but I feel like
we still need wide receivers.
Yeah, but I feel like if he's someone that can step up for us and actually be reliable and healthy, he could be
huge.
He could be really big.
Even if he can just fill in for a year and do what we need Tony to do, and Tony just learns.
Mm-hmm.
He was running with the first team, like I said.
Yep.
For me, X-Man.
Yeah.
Injuries are killing that man. He has a golden opportunity. Pretty much anyone on the edge has a golden opportunity right now, but X-Man has a golden opportunity. I don't know what's going to happen with him. I haven't seen him back yet. I don't know if he is or not, but
I don't think he is.
I don't think he is either. So he's in trouble. The problem is the guy that he's competing with. Yeah, and the guy he's competing with, Ryan Anderson, is on NFI. Is on football, I believe. Yep, so
Yep.
There's so much opportunity on the edge. Aziz might be able to start, dude. Aziz and Zoe Carter might be our starters.
Aziz has been playing a lot, I believe.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
We still need help there bad.
I was really hoping Alderson Smith would come in and kind of. I obviously don't expect him to start, but
Who? Ellerson. Yeah, I was disappointed because he's been on the sideline too.
Yep.
So they're short at linebacker, period, edge and inside. I'm trying to think who else is there. I mean,
BJ
Hill,
I was kind of thinking that I don't know what he's going to be, and maybe he's not going to be anything. But
I'm just trying to think of edge rushers.
Defensive line, and we're talking just edge, yeah. You got Aziz, you got.
We're in trouble.
Carter,
Cam,
Ryan Anderson, Cam. You probably see a little bit of Coughlin there.
Are we not missing someone?
Shit, I don't think.
Pretty short there, dude. So X-Men might make the team out of default, but again, we need him to be balling.
Yeah, I think I actually just saw a unofficial depth chart. I can look at that real quick.
Dude, Joe Judge has just been playing the waiver wire like crazy as it is.
He probably
on
has.
Tuesday after pads. I bet they're gonna make a flurry of moves.
Yep. So they have, let's see here, Carter. They have Tay Crowder. Actually, I don't know why he's on the outside. Aziz, Afidi, Devonta Downs. Oh, he's inside. Garrett Cal Garrett, actually. So a bunch of no-name guys.
Afidi, see, even with him, I kind of consider him a defensive tackle or a defensive end.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised they have him lined up there. So I mean, you're right. We really don't have
short there. Yeah,
we really don't have a lot, and even
we need Zoe Carter to be healthy, man. He's already hurt.
Yep,
they're all hurt.
we haven't even had pads on yet.
I guess that's something that we're not talking. A lot of people aren't talking about a lot. It's that linebacker room is real dry.
Yeah,
just period, inside and out.
That's where you got to hope some of these young guys can step up. TJ Brunson.
Yeah, and I think though, right? If I recall, I don't know too much about. Yeah, he is inside. I don't know.
I think
he's a run stopper, I believe, too.
Yep.
So, but you're right. He's a guy that he needs to step up to make the roster. Damn. Yeah, we're gonna find out a lot about this team on Tuesday, man.
That could be a position too when cuts come around where we may really target that with some vets that get cut or.
We're getting Chandler Jones too.
Dude, I would love that. That would be awesome.
I know you would. Hughes boy.
Yep.
It was funny because Logan Ryan did. You see that tweet?
Yeah, I did. Yep.
Yeah. I wish.
I
guess it's doable.
I mean, I'd like it, but what do you give up? It's going to be.
I mean, dude, if they just are going to cut him and need to get rid of him.
We'll see. I don't know.
If he wants out, eventually,
there's got to be a connection with Judge. You think, right?
I don't know. See, yeah, I don't know if there is, but he obviously has a connection with Logan Ryan.
Yeah.
Again, man, Marcus Golden got traded for a 6th.
Yeah.
You could trade a 4th for Chandler Jones and take the contract, would you?
I would do a 3rd. I'd be fine with it.
I would do a fucking 2nd, but I'm crazy.
2nd, I'd be a little unsure about, but
I'm so down. We have 2 firsts.
But yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I wouldn't hate it because we do have 2 firsts. I could tolerate it. But he's also a little older. He's 31, I think.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean he can't give you
he wants a new
3. One. Yeah. Doesn't mean he can't give you a couple of years of if we did sign him to an extension.
Yep. No, I'm excited, man. So pray for no more injuries.
Well, we'll end on this. Tuesdays, full pads. What's the battle that you're looking forward to seeing the most?
I guess the O-line now. The entire O-line. No, I mean, again, if you want to talk about a battle, I mean, between each other, Joe Judge loves Evan Ingram, so that battle that I was a little hoping and wishing for is not going to happen between him and Kyle Rudolph. Rudolph's still going to play.
Yeah.
Darnay Holmes and Aaron Robinson, but I know Robinson, he might not be back, so Darnay's going to have that. I don't know, dude.
Right now, I think.
Just the O-line, man. I'm interested to see how the O-line plays out, the running back room, and the bottom of the wide receiver depth chart.
O-line's mine. Even through this whole preseason period coming up here, I really want to see Andrew Thomas establish himself as the left tackle of this team.
Yeah.
Obviously he is, but I want him to show. I feel like he just gets shit on so much. And yes, he didn't have an amazing year last year. He started off pretty crappy, but we faced really good defenses last year to start the year. And he came around at the end. I want to see him kind of establish himself as one of the better left tackles in the league this year. And I think that's going to start week 1.
I'm not worried about him.
No.
He seems like a good kid. Judge was talking him up the other day. It seems like he's grown into a leader role too.
Good.
He's probably Gates is the loud boy. It sounds like Will's a loud guy. Shane's a loud guy. It seems like Thomas and Peart are the humble leaders. So
what's the backup plan at left tackle if Thomas goes down?
I guess Peart and Solder. I mean, I guess that's the backup plan.
I guess he still has Slade,
again,
right?
Fulton's played some right tackle, so he can slide out there. Dude, we're probably going to see so many more linemen come in this room before this camp's over, before the season starts. Just the way Judge is working players out and bringing people in, I don't expect anything else. I just saw he's bringing in Tommy Stevens tomorrow, who I guess was a quarterback at Mississippi State, which is where Joe's from.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying out as a tight end, so he's coming in tomorrow, it sounds like. So Judge is just constantly just playing this wire, man. So
hey, I never
there's gonna be so many bodies in and out this door, I think, which is great. It's refreshing because we don't do that.
Yeah, it's refreshing for sure. Good to see a coach that won't accept mediocrity. Always looking for better.
Never content.
Yeah. All right, man. Anything else?
Go Giants, baby.
I feel like we have so much to say, and I feel like we covered it, but
I mean, at this point, we're just waiting to see some. It sucks because as much as I hate the media and shit, they can't go to the practices right now. So all we're really limited to is basically them looking through a fence right now, which kind of sucks. But on the flip side of that, I love it because Joe just keeps all the bullshit out.
Yep.
So I think that's going to be kind of how this camp's going to go. It's going to be very vague. We're not going to know too much because I don't think the media has much access this year.
Yeah.
So.
Preseason will be the first real look that we have.
Yeah.
Week 1.
Hopefully they do one of those scrimmages
right?
again.
Yeah, that'd be cool. The blue-white scrimmage.
Yeah, I think they will. It seemed like that was what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
So, but
forever known as Lorenzo Carter Bowl.
Yes, sir. Need him to step up.
Yep. All right, man.
Wayne Gallman Bowl too.
Yeah.
All right, brother. I appreciate you having me on as always.
Yeah. Hey, man. Always appreciate it.
All right, dude.
Last note here. Gallman, you think he's going to cut in after training camp?
I'm still going with yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do. I agree.
Unless there's an injury.
Yep. All right, buddy. Thanks for joining me.
All right, man. Peace.